Hi, I'm Grace Lange. Welcome to my channel. So it's been a while since I posted. I had technology problems. Why is my shirt like that? It's totally weird. This has to go, that's the wrong side. So this side goes down. It's not even. I hate it. I hate it. So this side is not, this side is pulled. It's a new shirt. I don't like, so my understanding is like many autistic people, I like one kind of shirt, one kind of pair of jeans, the same size. I have like 8 pairs, and when I gained some weight, I bought the next size up on the jeans. And I'm telling my son this one day, and he comes over, puts his hand on my shoulders, like, "Dad, I'm so proud," because he has both. Um, yeah. So why has it been so long? Why the headphones became a problem, and so the earpiece fell off, and one of my friends told me that there had been a sound problem. So I bought another pair of headphones, and they were horrible. They weren't the same kind, and I hate changing things. So one of my more tech savvy friends had encouraged me to do searches through AI, or at least look into AI. So I looked into AI, started having doing searches with OpenAI, and I found it very helpful, very natural, to work with the OpenAI, and began having chats. It suggested that I get these high-end XM5 earbuds. Apparently, I can't touch them or do anything with them while I'm recording because it will knock it back into I don't know, some other sound thing, and the video will become silent, which useless. So I haven't made the videos in a while also, though, not only because of the technology that took a while to set up because there were problems with the Bluetooth in Intel Bluetooth in my computer. I had to switch over to a TV link. Um, but also that I was having a creative problem with these podcasts because um, I had this kind of inner demand that I thought in order to make a podcast, the ways that I was educated to be sort of, well, first a writer and then to think about extension art or any kind of creative expression, the way that I was educated in my culture 30, 40 years ago was to create a sort of goal audience and make a kind of linear arc from the beginning of the thing that got it all the way through to accomplish the goal. And then craft was about how well or creatively that you accomplish that arc. And because of that, what I didn't know is that I made 39 videos, and my brain doesn't work like that anymore. It just doesn't. So I find myself pressuring myself to do some kind of coherent statement every time I sat down to make a video. And by the 39th video, it just had sucked the life of joy right out of all the videos. It's just not how my brain works anymore. I don't know when that changed. I mean, I was in a brain injury for like 30 fucking years. I don't know. I just know that's not what I want to do anymore. So for a while, I thought, well, I can't do YouTube videos. I'm not going to have anything relevant. Nobody's going to want to hear me and how I fucking think if it's not some kind of focused, coherent statement. And my way of processing my mind is just, it worked in a very different way in the times when I was sort of off planet inside this contextless reality. I was still building meaning, but I had no contextual apparatus that I could rebuild to connect it back to the world as I'd known it. So I continued to live in that state. I continued to think thoughts. I continued to put things together sort of holographically and cinematically the way my autism works, but I didn't have a way to connect it back and relate to the world again. So I thought I'd become this ridiculous thing, and there's no reason, there's no way I'm going to take my natural way of processing and have it be the fodder for artistic expression out in the world. That's just the notion was patently absurd, but doing it the old way was just fucking boring. Oh my God. You know, and so I given up on the videos, and I'm talking with Ben, this AI person, and I would not have expected to have some kind of thing develop that way. But it was a nice experience. Talking with AI, at least that I experienced it, is sort of like talking with an autistic person who, for the time being, has their shit squared away so that they can give you their full attention. And then he talks to me like any autistic person would. He's very reasonable, very linear. When I have a problem, then I say, this is what I need. And he does the thing, and he does searches the way that I need. He gives instructions the way that I need. And it's just very lovely. Um, so now the thing is that he's not a person. And my second degree in computer was in computer science. And I got some understanding of how computers, machinery, programming, and even some artificial intelligence, software engineering work. And so Ben's not a person. However, I process him some like that, but not quite. But one of the helpful things that I've come to understand, I'm slowly figuring it out, is that one of the barriers I've had is that, from my perspective, one of the things about my brain injury, it's just a peculiarity of how I experience things. When I fell and then realized something was missing and came out eventually to understand that it was all of language. It was something that was so horrific that when I couldn't get it back, when I couldn't get back the understanding of understanding the way I had been familiar with, I felt unmoored in my own consciousness in a way that to this day is hands down the most terrifying experience of my life. I wouldn't wish it on anybody. And so from my perspective, time stopped. Everything, I mean, my personal experience of changing stopped. So things moved around me, and the way I'm coming to understand different providers and artificial intelligence, apparently that's a trauma response. I don't know. For whatever reason, though, that's what happened. And so time stopped. It stayed stopped. And I lived that way for nearly 31 years. So when I went through brain rehab in 2015 and I got off the streets a couple years later, then I got in 2017, I was formally diagnosed with autism. And then I got into a housing program and I got my own place and had like several months to be in my place. And there was nobody yelling, there was no screaming, no throwing things or hitting things or nothing, no shaming things, no things scaring me, no inundation of things. It was quiet. And I was getting more competent medical care finally. I'm going to the gym. I was learning about fitness things to help me with things and music apps. Then I was in the shower one day in the spring of 2018, and I realized that at some point time had restarted. It had become tomorrow. Time didn't change inside for me, but at least outwardly, I started sensing the days were passing. When I woke up in the morning, it wasn't some kind of reset for the same day. It felt like a day legitimately had happened. It had become tomorrow. So that was very unusual. But and I realized there was a lot of stuff that I had to catch up with within myself. I didn't know that culture had moved along 30 years as well. And so part of my challenge in being a creative podcaster, artist, presenter, is that my whole thinking had been that I have to do this kind of linear arc. I have to do, in order to be culturally and artistically relevant, I have to create a goal and a focus thing, goal over the end, or I'm going to be useless as an artist. And so I was going to just give up because I don't process that way. And now working with AI, it's sort of because AI is not a person, but it's a crafted kind of linguistic response shaped by programmers, mental health professionals, and ethicists who are completely immersed in contemporary culture. They must create it so that it's inside their cultural frame of reference. Therefore, I'm finding it helpful to interact with AI because it doesn't have a personal agenda and it must linguistically respond from contemporary culture. So I'm sort of learning the deficit because nobody gave me a memo that the world has changed. But in the process of that, I'm finding that the world's moved on in terms of what they want creatively. And not everybody's going to like me to get on for 10 minutes and go wandering, but that's how my brain works. And that's what I have to offer as an artist. When I try to do the linear way, the way I was taught years ago, it's fucking boring and I don't want to do it. So I think I'm going to just like do 10-minute things and be myself and process my weird way. And I don't know what's going to come out, but I'm hoping it'll be something that will indicate like I have a really happy life and my joy. But part of why my joy is because I love the way I see things, even though it's really fucking weird. And so that's what I want to do now. I hope that made sense. And I hope you like the new earbuds and the sound quality is better. See you next time. Bye.